Have you ever been in bed just mindlessly scrolling through your phone and thinking about all the work that you should be getting done? All the things that you know you should start now because it's gonna bite you in the butt later on. But for some reason, you just can't get yourself to get out of the bed and start working. It would be so easy. It's literally like your computer is like 2 feet away and you just can't stand up and put your phone down and go do it. Some people will tell you that, you should just work for 30 minutes and then take a break and give yourself like a piece of candy or some sort of reward to get yourself to work that initial bit. Personally, I think that advice is very counterproductive and it's just going to make it harder for you to actually do the work later on in the future. Andrew Huberman talks about this in his very informative podcast about dopamine. One of the studies he talks about is how at Stanford they ran an experiment with a group of kids that enjoyed drawing for fun. They would already draw without being asked, they just enjoyed it. They started giving the kids a reward for drawing, and after a while they took away the reward. What they noticed is that the kids were much less likely to self-select to draw. Even though they used to like drawing in the beginning, they used to do it just for fun. Now that the reward was gone, they were much less likely to draw. If you start giving yourself a reward every single time that you do a little bit of work, then when that reward is not there, which it's not going to be all the time, eventually it's going to be super hard for you to do that work when the reward is not there. The rewards and the amount of time that you're going to spend to get the reward is just going to have to get smaller and smaller, and the reward's going to have to keep getting bigger and bigger because over time it's not going to feel like a reward anymore. It's going to be the norm. So this is just not sustainable. What you have to do is convince your brain that you like doing the hard work and convince yourself that you're doing it by choice and try to derive a dopamine release from the hard work itself. And at first this might, seem kind of crazy. Like, how can you do that? It's just lying to yourself that you enjoy doing the hard work. But the thing is, the power of belief and your identity is actually super, super strong. Just think about the placebo effect, for example. They literally give people sugar pills and they cure their own diseases just through believing that it helps them. That's ridiculous. Placebo effect is super crazy and interesting, and I might make a video about that in the future, but that's beside the point. If your body is able to cure itself of disease through purely belief, why shouldn't it be able to just believe that it enjoys doing hard work? Obviously this is going to be super hard in the beginning, and especially if you're used to having some sort of reward or only work for small periods of time. But if you're able to get yourself out there and just sit down and focus for a long period of time, the results and your focus and your discipline are going to be drastic. So the next time you sit down to work, literally just keep telling yourself in your head, I'm doing this by choice. I enjoy doing this. This is gonna make me feel better in the future. Just keep telling yourself these things. It's gonna feel crazy. You're gonna be like, why am I telling myself this? This is so stupid. But if you keep telling yourself, it's gonna become the truth. Your brain is gonna believe it eventually, and you're gonna be so much better for it. The solution to your procrastination issues is to reprogram your brain to get a dopamine release from doing the hard work. And the only way you can do that is by convincing yourself that that's what's gonna happen. Well, that's all I really wanted to talk about in this video. I hope you found it valuable in some way. And go enjoy doing some hard work today.